New York is the city that never sleeps, and neither does Sal Licata. From Flushing in the Bronx to the Meadowlands in MSG, Sal sounds off on the biggest sports news of the day. Welcome to WFAN Daily with Sal Licata.
It's Pete Hoffman with you on the Fan on WFAN Daily right now, checking you out as we watch the Yankees lose another game. But the message is that Aaron Judge is a freaking beast. I mean, that's what move over Barry Bonds. Aaron Judge has taken over your mantle. Aaron Judge is the best power hitter, the best pure hitter in baseball. Guy's got 32 home runs, 83 RBIs right now, just killing it. Stat out there for you to just chew on a bit. He has 10, since he's been in baseball, since he's played baseball, since he's been in there, he is the fastest to, he has the most home runs in the first 1,000 games by 10 more home runs. And he's only at 920 games played. So he's got another 80 games to go, and he's already the most home runs hit in the first 1,000 games played. Guy is phenomenal. When are pitchers going to realize you can't pitch to him? When are people going to figure it out? It doesn't make a difference who it is. I feel bad for this guy, Maul, in the Cincinnati Reds. He gets a big out and Juan Soto, and then late in the game, he's pitching to freaking Aaron Judge and throws a cheeseburger over the plate. And what does he do? He crushes it because that's what Aaron Judge does. He hits home runs. He is so scary right now. There is nothing that Aaron Judge can do wrong. There is no one who can pitch to him. There's no one that can figure out a way to get this guy out. If you try to pitch around him. That's all it is. Pitch around Aaron Judge. And the craziest thing is, again, the Yankees lost. It's no big deal. At this point in time, we still know the Yankees are headed to the playoffs. They're going to struggle in the playoffs, but at least they're getting there. That's what they're going to do because they're a good team. They put themselves in a great position that they don't need to worry about these losing streaks. There's still so many games ahead of everybody else. They're fine. Maybe the division is not theirs. That sucks. But this is another groundbreaking season for Aaron Judge. Now, can he break his record of 62? That is the question. I don't think he will. I think eventually, listen, there's less than 80, there's less than half season left right now. So there's about 76 games, 75 games left to this Yankee season. He's sitting at 32. He is so locked in right now. If people pitch to him, he will continue to hit home runs and will break the record. The thing is, I do think that people will finally catch on. You cannot pitch to Aaron Judge, especially in a close game. Listen, if you want to say it's a blowout, you're losing 10-0, you win it 10-0, Aaron Judge comes up, nobody's on. Yeah, throw him a pitch, whatever. But the fact is, every game he comes up in, he finds a way to cut it closer. I mean, the Mets series, if it wasn't for Aaron Judge hitting home runs, they weren't doing anything. It is unbelievable how locked in Aaron Judge is, which also goes to show how bad of a situation the Yankees are in right now. If it's not for Aaron Judge or not Juan Soto hitting a home run or doing something productive, this Yankee team is flat. Now, I understand that they won a couple games in Toronto. Their bats exploded a little bit. Even Ben Rice today had a nice, he had a big hit, put it back into contention. Judge got it closer, made it 5-4. But it's just not enough right now. The Yankees need to add pieces. You know who that piece was? And it's sadly enough, it's unavailable now because the Mets are a game over 500. They have a great schedule in front of them right now. But Pete Alonso was the piece that would have helped the Yankees. If there was one position of need, now there's multiple positions of need. You can go up and down this lineup, whether it's third base, second base, first base, catcher. There's a ton of holes in this Yankee lineup right now, especially with Stanton being hurt and just players not playing up to their potential. Rizzo being hurt. Pete Alonso would have fit in perfectly with this Yankee team. He just would have. You put him together again. He may have only hit his 18th home run today, but Pete Alonso's hot. Pete Alonso's on fire. Went 2 for 5 again today. I know his average is getting close to 250. His OPS is over 800. You want to talk about a guy who bounced back after at one point in time going 1 for 39 or 2 for 39. He has rebounded nicely where he could be, if he was in this Yankee lineup, it would be scary. You talk about three-headed monster. You talk about Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Pete Alonso. That's nasty. That's ridiculous. But unfortunately, it's a little too late because the Mets are on a run right now. The Mets are actually contending for the playoffs. It's amazing to say. It's a shocker to say. But the other big issue, on top of the fact that they need offense, Luis Gil goes 4 innings between the three walks and the 2 hit by pitches. He puts too many runners on, and that was his Achilles heel in the past. His whip is too high. He walks too many guys, and today he couldn't go more than 4 innings. And now you're at a point in the season where people are getting tired. They're looking for that All-Star break. It's around the corner. It's not right there. You also have it's July, so it's getting hot in here in New York. Forget about it. It's ridiculous. You're at a point where you need your starting pitchers. You need to rely on them a little bit more. You need them to go deeper in the game. They should be loose. I understand that Luis Gil came off of Tommy John. He came off of a major injury, but Luis Gil is someone that you were relying on the first half of the first 2 months of the season, and he is completely dipped from June 4th. 6 starts, his ERA 6.84. Now, I'm not saying that this is who Luis Gil is, but they've got to get him right. If this pitching staff, wants to help this team out right now while their bats are basically slumping besides Judge and Soto, they need to figure out a way to get Luis Gil right, to get Carlos Rodon right. Garrett Cole, we know it's happening. We know he's going to be a stud. We know he's going to be an ace. It's not a problem. And then you have the bullpen that have to figure it out too, because let's be serious with you. Caleb Ferguson is a guy that I was really excited about coming to this Yankee team. I thought he'd be perfect replacement for Wandy Peralta, and he's been terrible. He can't keep the ball in the park. That is not efficient. It's not efficient pitching. It's just not good. Dela Cruz, who's a special player, don't get me wrong, for Cincinnati Reds. Great player, but you need to be able to know your opponent, figure out that he's a free swinger. He's swinging everything, and the dirt is all over the place. You need to pitch to him efficiently. You can't leave him something that hangs over and that he takes out of the ballpark. You just can't. You can't do that. And listen, this is a point in the season where the Yankees really got to buckle down. Try to finish strong. The Reds are not good right now. They're not a great team. The Yankees should be able to find a way to get to this pitching. It shouldn't be that difficult, but right now it is, because everything right now for the Yankees seems to be difficult. And this is where not Steinbrenner. Well, Steinbrenner's gonna look too, but Cashman really has to take and evaluate this team and say, all right, I'm at a point where we've got to do something to shake things up. Because it's not shaken up enough right now, and this thing can get out of hand super quick, at least the division, because the Orioles keep on winning. They're not going anywhere. The Yankees keep on losing, and they're just kind of sinking. Well, they make the playoffs. Of course they will. They'll be there. But you don't want to be a bottom feeding team. That's for sure. So Cashman has got to take a look to see who's available. I know there's rumors. People would love to have Christian Walker from the Arizona Diamondbacks. People would love to have, Cody Bellinger from the Cubs. He's available. Those are names that you're going to start hearing about more and more and more. Look at this stat. Besides Luis Gil, since June 6th or June 4th, I'm sorry, of an ERA of 6.83, the starting pitchers ERA in the last 17 games is above 7. That is a problem. That is a problem. We could sit here and complain about the pitching staff. I mean, the offense as much as we want, but if the pitching staff is going to give up that many runs, there is major issues in the Bronx. And listen, I said this at the beginning of the season, and I don't think people heard me. The New York Yankees got very, very lucky when starting the season. They played teams that the Houston Astros were terribly defensively. They were just awful. They got a couple timely hits that weren't even timely. It was more like bases loaded walks, hit by pitches, but it all worked in their favor. Got a couple nice errors that worked in their favor to give them wins. That was early in the season. And they got off to a nice start for some really couple teams that just played like complete crap. So congratulations that you got those wins. And listen, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but that's the thing. They were very lucky to start the season, and now things are catching up to them. Now it's time where it looks like the Yankees are starting to really show who they are, and they're not as good as we saw in the beginning of the first month or two of the season, which is good because you still have a few weeks till the trade deadline, which gives Brian Cashman that opportunity to really make an impact move during the deadline. It's going to be, listen, it might even be a starter pitcher at this point in time because you can't keep on running out Luis Gil and Carlos Rodon if they're going to keep on pitching that bad. If they're going to keep on getting blown out the way they are, you can't keep putting them on the mound, especially Carlos Rodon. He's got to figure it out. I mean, Gil, you could always, I'm sure there's options for Gil to send him down. Rodon, you can't. You have to figure out, what to do with him. Is he a bullpen arm for the time being? Who knows? It's just, it's not looking good for those two in particular, but there's still time to improve. And then obviously the biggest story is Aaron Judge, batting .321, 32 home runs, 83 RBIs, OPS of 1.158. I mean, the guy is just a legend right now. The guy is just a complete legend. And the only way he will break his record of 62 is if people keep challenging themselves to pitch to him. I think that's going to end soon. I think you're at a point in time. It's going to be the second half of the season. It is the second half of the season. But once All-Star break hits and teams are really fighting for playoff contention and really fighting for playoff spots, they're going to want to win games. They're not going to want to mess around. And what's better, walking Aaron Judge and with bases loaded and letting a run in, or pitching a freaking beach ball over the plate and that guy sending it to the freaking moon and they score 4 runs. I take the walk. And I think that's what you're going to start seeing more and more and more. Maybe it starts out pitching around him, but he's such a big guy. He can go out of the strike zone. I know he's patient. I know he finds his pitches, but he can find the ball outside the strike zone and still take it far. You can start seeing the intentional walks, and that's what's going to prevent him from breaking his own record this year. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in to WFAN Daily. I'll be back again with more later this week. You'll hear Sal tomorrow with BT and Sal. BT's off. Sal is not. He's back. I'll be with him as well. So tune in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Fan. It's Pete Hoffman. Always check me out at Hoff WFAN. And guys, enjoy the ride for Aaron Judge. That is for sure, because he is a special, special player. And no matter what happens, no matter if it's about breaking records or whatever, every time he steps up to the plate, he's doing something special. And it's a can't miss show. So thank you again for listening. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.